What's going on, Facebook world, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn? It's Devontae right here. What we're going to talk about today, is mindset. You have a lot of people chasing money, and chasing success. And it's funny because a lot of people chase success and money and just materialistic things or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with having materialistic things. It's good to have nice things. It's good to reward yourself for your hard work, right? But you got to have the right state of mind to achieve success. It all starts with the mind. It all starts with the mindset and how you go about things. It's about attitude. You have to have the right attitude when it comes to everything. You know, um, so many people, man. There's first of all, there's always going to be something that's happening in life. Always, there's always going to be something that's just not going to make everything, peachy and merry. It's just going to be life, and once you accept that that's part of life, you'll be able to deal with it a lot better. You'll be able to deal with, crises that come in your life that you don't expect. You got to understand, first of all, who you are and why you're here on earth. First of all, you're here to experience. That's the main thing. You're here to have an experience. And, a lot of the times, um, we get so angry and we think about, man, if I didn't do this, I'd be right here. And if I didn't do this, I'd be right here. If I would have done that, if I would have went to college, if I would have did this, if I would have did that. Now, I believe in destiny to a certain degree. I believe I believe in free will. I believe in everybody has a choice, everybody has a decision. But I also do believe is that we were all brought here, by creation to have an experience. Now, I don't pretend to know all the details, but I'd have to say that, you know, we've all came here with certain type of experiences that we wanted to learn in hand already. So, there's things that, you might ask yourself, now why the heck did I just do that? That was so dumb. Why did I get in trouble over something so stupid that I knew was stupid? Why did I do this when I knew that was dumb? There's things that, we've all done that we're just like, why would I even consider that? And that just goes to show you is that, when people say God's ways are not your ways, there's some truth in that because I believe that's one of the reasons why we do things that we don't understand why we did them. Because if you look at, we're here to have an experience, but what type of experience, would we have if we already knew what type of experience that we were going to, experience? What good is watching a movie, when you already read the script already? There's no surprise. There's no, and you know what? When it's just kind of strange because when something happens to you, it's some of a crisis, it's drastic or some of that nature. You don't really understand the silver lining, and I struggle with that too. I'm not perfect. There's situations I endure that I'm just like, oh man, why, why does this have to happen? Why does this? And at the end of the day, ultimately it's about taking responsibility. You have to take responsibility, for the things that happen in your life and know that it's a part of your experience. And also, we all have the ability to make decisions and avoid outcomes and situations. You know, Success, money, it will all come when this is right. You gotta get your dome straight. You gotta get your mind right. You got to, and you gotta have things in perspective. You know, perfect example is, we've been tricked. Um, we've been manipulated, programmed in society, whether it's TV, ads on the internet and stuff like that. And it's very misleading. It's very disrespectful, to the human brain, to just suggest, that success overnight is going to happen, you know, and you shouldn't pursue, success overnight. You should pursue a long journey. Eminem, he had a situation to where, he says, yeah, I'm thankful for, all the success that I had and all the fruits of my labor that I'm enjoying. But, he's like, what I really miss the most is just the grind. I was out there hustling. I was out there meeting people. I was out there, just, putting the work in. That's one of the universal laws is respect the process. You know, don't compare yourself to nobody. It's because, I might be 24, you might be 24, and I might have, a house in the hills. I might have a yacht or something like that. But you might, be working at a grocery store and you want the same things I have, but, you don't know what I've went through to get that. And you don't know your situation, your experience is the same as mine. So don't look at the people in your age group and think it's a race. Because it's not a race. It's a marathon. Life is a marathon. Take it in slow. You know what I mean? Just take it in slow and just take it day by day. Build up to it. And like I said, we've been tricked into believing that success happens overnight. Here in the third dimension, Earth, there's a lot of regulations before things manifest, right? Now, a manifestation is the last out of multiple things. There's thought, there's feeling, there's spirit, and then there's effort, and then there's manifestation, But here in the third dimension, the Earth, you will never have manifestation unless you have effort. Now, people say, oh, well, people win the lottery, and they had minimal effort to do so. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but, maybe it was that time. Well, maybe it was that guy's time in his life to experience the lottery. Maybe he was working. My dad actually had, a situation where somebody he grew up with won some significant amount of money. I think $600,000. But, he won that when he was 60. And yeah, people get lucky every day, but I also believe you make your own luck. You know what I mean? Just you make your own luck, and don't always just chase that instant gratification. Chase purpose instead of pleasure, because when you chase purpose, you get your pleasure from the purpose. So when you chase purpose, you get pleasure from purpose. So instead of chasing pleasure, getting purpose out of the pleasure, do the opposite. There's so many people, that if something doesn't work out right away, they're just done with it. Same thing with pursuing a woman, right? Pursuing a woman, and they don't get the woman right away, it's like, okay, well, screw it, I'm on to the next. Now, knowing damn well, okay, if I would have put my time in her, and, maybe she didn't want to go home with me right away, or maybe she didn't want to go on dates with me, but I keep pursuing her, I keep letting her know, hey, I'm interested, and keep giving me the time of day. There's so much egotism and arrogance, in the believing, oh, well, if she ain't gonna give me the time of day right now, screw it, what, she's stuck in her ways, and she's stuck up, and vice versa. What I mean? It goes for women too, what I mean? And if the guy isn't doing what I want him to do, and if he ain't got this, he doesn't got money, he doesn't got a car, he doesn't got a job, he doesn't got this and that, I don't got no time for him, And the situation, I'd have to say, well, when you say you don't have time for somebody because they don't have this, that, and the third, what about maybe getting with, the man and seeing his effort? That's the big thing about effort in this third dimension. In this third dimension, it's about effort. So when you see somebody applying effort, they might not have that manifestation right away that you want. But if you can see the effort, then, you can back them and support them and push them into the manifestation that they want to see in their life. Simple as that. And the thing about just money and success and a lot of people chasing and stuff like that, you know, there's a lot of factors and there's a lot of things you have to take care of. There's demons that you have to defeat before money comes in your life. There's a lot of insecurities that a lot of people have, and there's a lot of things, and when you realize is that, money is linked to a lot of things. A lot of people say money is everything, right? Money is linked to a lot of things, a lot of situations, a lot of crises. Um, but if you look at it, if you if you look at a lot of people's situations, money isn't really the cause of it. Money just happened to, be a lot of the after effects. Like, okay, well, all right, well, I had a drinking problem. I had a drinking problem, so I drank, and I drank all my rent money up. Now, I don't have enough money to pay my rent. But was money the original problem of why I couldn't pay rent? I mean, yeah, I lacked the money to pay rent, but my drinking problem was the reason why I couldn't pay rent, not the money. So a lot of people, they link money into a lot of the problems that they have in life, and money a lot of the times is not the main problem of why you're having a crisis in your life. A lot of people they think, oh, I can just get money and everything will just go away. You know, I've had money before. I spent a lot of money before. Money, on just worthless things. And it wasn't the money just getting out of my pocket and spending itself. It was a conscious decision. And I think a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are pointing fingers and blaming, society, or blaming, just the way the world is. And yeah, there is a lot of manipulation going on. There's a lot of, programming going on and stuff like that. But ultimately, there's a little voice in your head that tells you, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And it's ultimately your choice to sit there and continue to hear it, or to move on and find something else. Find something more productive. We get too trapped up in reality TV, and we get too caught up in the cost of things, and instead of we hear about Chicago, and we watch the news, and you watch this, and Chicago's just a war zone. You go to Chicago, you're gonna get shot. Now, I've been to Chicago many, many, many times back and forth. Have I went to war zones? I might have. I've been to ghetto areas, and I've never heard a gunshot. And that's just the thing too, is start living in realities. Don't live in other people's realities. You're only here to experience yourself in your conscious form. Don't worry about the news. Everybody's always talking about what's on the internet, talking about this. Once you worry about yourself and worry about what you need to get done first, everything else falls in place. But you got to get your dome right. You got to get your home right. And then everything falls in place after that. Peace and love to y'all. We'll be back. Devontae Americi. Follow me on Facebook.